Hey, I want to talk to you just a minute about it's how you finish. It's how you finish. Many of you have heard the old adage, it's not how you begin, it's how you end. In golf, there is a saying that you drive for show, but you putt for dough. And it really means the same thing. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. How you finish is keenly important. As a matter of fact, I think it's even more critical than how you start. One of the things that I think it's important for us to understand is that the reason why many of us have a graveyard of potential behind us is because we didn't assess the situation prior to engaging in it. We didn't assess the relationship properly. We didn't assess the job properly. We didn't assess the move properly. And so often we fail midstream. It's not because the decision was not necessarily right, but it's because you didn't make the proper assessment. You have to assess properly, which means this. It takes time. It takes resources. It takes information to properly assess what you're about to engage in. I think one of the other things that we have to understand in how you finish, it's important how you finish, is that a lot of times when we get in the midst of situations, we don't understand how difficult or the difficulties that we will run into in the midst of those situations. And let me tell you this, too many times we falter or we change our major or we change our course because when we got in midstream, we saw how difficult things were. It's the difficulties of life that helps to develop your character. Character is not something that you buy at the grocery store. It's not something that you can rent. It's not something that can be bartered. It is developed. You may be born with a sense of character, but that character is not developed without some challenges, without some trials, without some ups and without some downs. So it's important for you to understand that, listen, in how you finish, it's important in how you finish. You got to welcome, you got to learn how to embrace some of these challenges, because one of the things that the challenges do is they develop your character. Here's the final thing about learning how to finish and the importance of finishing. Final thing is this. We've often seen people who have made it to the top of their profession. They've made it to the top of their sport. They've made it to the top of corporate America. They've made it to the top of social society. And then all of a sudden, the people who were at one time knighted as the darling of the company, the darling of the sport, the darling of society, all of a sudden they fell, and they fell hard. Many times you see where people have fallen, even in ministry, they've fallen hard from grace. Why is that? It is that way because oftentimes their gifts, their talents, and their acumen has taken them to a place where their character couldn't keep them. And so keep in mind, character has to be developed. Keep in mind, it's not just how you start. The most important thing is how you finish. Keep in mind that everybody can fall, and but for the grace of God, there go I. I pray this word today gave you strength for the journey.